there, this is Wilson-Felis. I'm here to record this yoga video. It will be about an hour in length, and it is a special sequence that I've put together for Thai yoga massage practitioners to gain balance, coordination, and strength to be able to lift a client or your partner without having to use the floor or use your client as a push-up tool. So we will be doing about 15-20 minutes or so of warm-up and then some strength building exercises. So this is an all levels yoga class, so please feel free to omit any of the positions that do not work for your body today. You also have my permission to hold positions longer. Feel free to press pause at any time. Or if something just isn't working for you today, let it go and omit it altogether. I do have my notebook handy with some notes because this is a special sequence that I've put together, so I want to make sure that I get everything on the list to build that strength. So this video will start with a mudra. So mudras are hand positions, and so you want to sit in a comfortable position. How I'm sitting is called Sukhasana. You could choose any way to sit, so if your legs are not feeling good in this way, please feel free to extend your legs out, have a seat on a block, build up pillows or cushions. You'll notice today that I have a blanket handy. It's just a traditional yoga blanket. And I also have a yoga block handy. So yoga blocks, they come in all different shapes and colors and sizes. And so you'll notice that I'm sitting on this yoga block. And so that allows me to sit up so that the energy can flow down. So especially if you have a lot of tightness in your legs or in your knees, and your knees tend to not want to fall open, then feel free to sit up on a block or a pillow to help your legs kind of lengthen and extend. So again, any comfortable seated position is fine. And so today's mudra, this video's mudra, is called the Kurma Mudra, and it means the turtle mudra. So when a turtle goes inside of its shell, it's basically like turning off the lights and it goes within. And so something that we practice in yoga is known as pratyahara, which means the withdrawal of senses. And so we'll be doing a bit of that today. So I'll be mirroring you today. This is the right side, this is the left side. So we're going to take our right hand and make the American Sign Language sign for I love you, which is just tucking the ring and middle finger down into the hand. So that means that you've got your thumb, index, and little finger extended. We're going to extend the left hand out and place the right palm with that mudra down into the left hand. Then I'm going to roll up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to rotate my right hand in the left hand so that my right thumb is extended up the wrist. My right index finger is down to the left thumb. And my right pinky finger or little finger is extended to the left index finger. My left three fingers that are extended, which are middle, ring, and little, are just going to wrap around. So I'm going to come a little closer so you can see up close what that looks like. So we've got right thumb going up the left wrist, right index to the left thumb, and right little finger to the left index finger. These opposite fingers are just curled around the hand. So that is known as the Kurma Mudra. And so once you've got that position with your hands, you might be holding a lot of tension there and up in your shoulders. So try to let that go. Try to just let the mudra rest wherever it feels best for you. Maybe it can rest in the lap. Maybe it does feel better to have it held up against the ribs or up against the solar plexus. And we'll start today closing the eyes. So as we close the eyes and start to turn our awareness inward, we'll start to tune into the senses that we contain in our body. So the Kurma Mudra allows us to tune our awareness within, closing off the outer senses. So we're closing off our sense of sight. And you might be noticing a pattern on the back sides of your eyelids, maybe a color. Maybe it's a yantra, which is a symbol or a focal focus, something that you can turn your awareness to. Maybe it's a heart or an Om or a cross or something a symbol that you can bring your mind back to again and again, a vision. And as we sit and just close our eyes, we start to bring ourselves to this present moment. Not worrying about the past, what happened earlier today, last week. Not worrying about what happens later today or later this week. Instead, just being here right now on your yoga mat. And as we begin to breathe, breathing in fully, deeply, completely, and breathing out fully, completely. Start to notice what you might be smelling around you, the sense of smell. And from here, you might start to notice what you're tasting. And there might not be a lot to taste right now. So instead of tasting, tune into your mouth, your jaw and your teeth and your tongue. And allow them to soften and relax and let go, opening the inner ear. Almost like when you open your ears, like when you change elevation and the ears need to pop. Trying to open the jaw, to open the inner ear. And that takes us into our sense of hearing. So what do you hear? Maybe some music, maybe a fan, maybe just my voice. Maybe the breath, breathing in, breathing out. And finally, what do you feel? Tuning into your body, the sensations of your body today. Knowing that any time that we come to a position that doesn't work for you, feel free to skip it. Feel free to stop that position, make your body into a different pose or a different shape, and try it again in a different way. The only way that we can create change in our body or change a sensation that we feel is by changing the posture or changing the shape that our body is in. And we do have a sixth sense. So that sixth sense is our intuitive awareness, our discernment. So be aware of what you feel today and use discernment. Give yourself permission to let go. Give yourself permission to hold poses longer or try them in a different way. Simply know that everything that I offer is a suggestion. If you're still holding the mudra, go ahead and release it and feel some of the warmth that you've created in your hands. And we're going to create vinyasa. The word vinyasa means one breath, one movement. So as you breathe in, we'll be doing an upward movement. The inward breath brings prana into the body. Prana, or energy, or chi is what they call it in some other cultures. And the downward energy movement is known as apana. So we're going to try to follow that with our body movements and with our breath. So we'll try it with our arms, nice and simple. As you inhale, scoop the arms out in front of you and up overhead. And as you exhale, float your hands back down towards your lap. 2 more times, inhaling to lift up. Exhaling to float back down. 1 more. Let your hands rest on your knees here or on your shins, and if you need to switch your legs, please feel free. We'll try that whole movement with our body, our upper body. So as you inhale, lean forward and start to pull your shoulder blades back, opening your throat and opening your heart. As you exhale, round your back, rolling towards the back sides of your sits bones. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, round your back. One more time. Beautiful work. We'll bring ourselves back up to center. So from here, we'll start to stretch a little bit. So we're going to work our posture today. And so I'm going to turn to the side for just a moment so you can see what I'm talking about. So when we work with posture, we start with our neck. And a lot of times when I talk about posture, I will see people look up. And while that's nice and it makes us feel proud to look up, we want to create length in the back of the neck. And so instead of looking up, which crunches the space in the back of the neck, we want to draw our chin towards our throat and really draw the back of the neck backwards so that we're lifting up through the crown. From there, we want our shoulders to lower down. Imagine that your spine is like a conduit of energy. We really are a conduit of energy. So almost like a tube that extends from the ground up through your body, around your spine, all the way through the top of the head. So there's this stacking that happens. And we're pulling energy from both the earth and from the heavens, where it meets at the middle at the heart. So if you've ever studied the chakra system, we've got 7 major chakras in the body. We have 3 below and 3 above and 1 right in the middle. So we've got base, navel, solar plexus, red, orange, yellow. And then we've got crown, third eye, and throat. So we've got white, purple, blue. And right in the middle is the heart chakra. So we've got 3 on either side. So we want to fill up from the ground, from the earth energy, and fill up from the heavenly energy, meeting at the heart. So we want all of our movements today and always to come from our heart center. So with that being said, that kind of brings us into alignment, just kind of thinking about the stacking of those energy centers. So with our neck, we'll start to create some length there. And then we're going to come into neck traction. So I'm going to take my glasses off for this. We'll interlace our fingers and bring our chin to our chest, bringing the hands to the back of the head, resting the elbows on either side of the face. A gentle pull through the back of the neck, the back of the head. Just the weight of the hands, nothing forceful. If you're feeling pain, that's your nervous system telling you to back off a little bit. It should not feel painful, maybe a little uncomfortable. And we'll start to curl into our body like a nautilus shell. So starting with the neck, the upper back and the shoulders, and then into the spine and the lower back, really curling inward. With a big inhale, lift back up to center, squeeze your elbows open, press your head back into your hands, and breathe. Beautiful. We're going to do kind of a rib stretch here. So the left elbow is going to curl into the side of the face, and then we want to kind of open the right elbow and tilt this left tip of the elbow down to the right knee. So we're leaning back through our left ribs. Don't forget to breathe. With your next inhale, bring it back up to center. Hug the side of your face with your right elbow, and then point that tip of the elbow down to the left thigh. Leaning back through your right shoulder, right side of the neck. Big inhale, lifting back up, opening the elbows. Beautiful work. Tilt to the right. And tilt to the left. Beautiful. Coming back up to center, releasing the arms down. I'm going to see what's next here. Now we're going to work the front of the neck. So we've done the back of the neck and some of the sides, some of the shoulders. So now we're going to do the front of the neck. So if you have a shirt that's way up by your neck, you're going to want to pull it down a little bit. Get one hand on top of the skin, so skin to skin today. Other hand right on top. And then you want just gravity to be pulling down on the hands as you start to gaze up. So you can imagine the fascia, the connective tissue, is lengthening from the chest up through the hyoids underneath the tongue. Try to relax your shoulders. If you feel the urge to open your mouth, you should do it. Allow the breath to flow. Beautiful. And we'll bring our head back up to center, arms down to the sides. Now we're going to be working the sides of the neck. So chin to chest. Roll your head to the left. Keep your left ear reaching towards your left shoulder. Reach your right hand out. Internally rotate your right shoulder and arm, and then externally rotate your right shoulder and arm back and forth a couple times. We've got some options here, so pay attention, choose which one suits you the best. You can keep doing this if the right side of your neck is feeling good there. If it hurts, you might want to bring yourself out of it and maybe try it again. Otherwise, maybe drop your right fingers down. Or the other option is to bind your right hand behind your back. Whichever one works best for you. Another option, if you'd like to add it, is taking your left hand up and over your head, setting it right over top your right ear, and really lengthening the side of the neck. Add different angles, so draw your chin forward. And then lift your chin up. And explore the neck a little bit over towards the left side. Different angles, there's hundreds of different angles that we can do, so try a bunch of them. One more breath here, breathing in and breathing out, and we'll release it all. Both hands, draw the chin to the chest, and roll the head to the right. We'll do the same thing there, keeping your head leaning to the right. The left hand can reach out. Internally and externally rotate the left arm. Everything from this point, feel free to omit it, try it. If it doesn't work, don't feel like you need to do it. The left fingertips can either drop down to the floor or bind to your low back, but if that hurts your shoulder, try not to cause injury to your body. Another option you can try is bringing the right hand up and over your head, so that way the weight of your right hand is helping your head go a little further, really extending the muscles on the left side of the neck from the ear to the shoulder through that upper trapezius. Try different angles, chin to chest, chin to shoulder, lifting the chin out and up. Try some different things. When you've had enough with exploring the left side of the neck, simply release both hands and draw your chin down, chin to chest, and start sweeping your head from right to left, just back and forth. Perhaps adding a full neck circle all the way around. Beautiful. And we'll bring our head back up to center and kind of just see how it feels, adding in some neck rolls here. Some shoulder rolls, seeing what you can find, if it's starting to loosen up or you're still feeling a lot of crunchies or even hearing some of those crunchies. So next up here, what we will do, we're moving along nicely, so we're going to do some protraction and retraction of the shoulders. So bring your hands together out in front of you like you're offering something, your love to the world. And then with a big inhale, squeeze your arms back, open your chest, open your throat, exhale, round your back. Inhale, open. So we're retracting the shoulders and then protracting the shoulders. One more. Open to the sides, ground your fingers down. If If you need to switch your seat, please feel free to do so. Your legs can be straight, your legs can be crossed, it's up to you. I'm going to remove that block for now, but we'll keep it close by, grounding through the fingertips. Side sways. Right hand grounds down, left hand reaches out and up. From this point, you want to bend into your right elbow, your shoulder, so that your left hand can sweep up and over, feeling your whole left side body stretch, from fingers to the hip. One more breath, really extend. With an inhale, fan yourself back up, ground through your left fingers, palm, bend through your elbow, right hand swings up and over only as far as it goes. So if you have an injury and it goes to here, that's as far as it goes. We have to honor our body here. One more breath. Inhale, fan it up to center. If your legs are crossed, then you'll switch sides so that the other leg is on top. Let's do it one more time to each side. Right hand reaches out, left hand up and over, softening the left elbow. Breathing. Inhale, fan it up and over one more time to the left. 3 breaths, keeping your right sit bone grounded. And we'll inhale to fan ourselves back up. Inhale is that energy, so we want to rise with the inhale. From here, let's extend our legs all the way out in front of us. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. So we want our feet to be at hip distance apart so our feet are not touching with our big toes. We want a little bit of space there. So we're going to offer some options here. So if you have a knee injury and they like to lock, then what you can do is take your blanket, your yoga blanket, or any blanket for that matter, or a roll or whatever you might have around, and roll up your blanket and bring it underneath your knees. So that way your legs do not hyperextend. You can still sit under or on top of a blanket if that would help you as well. So see what works, see what you need. Keep these things at your access. So we're going to take a big inhale, reaching up to the sky, lengthening up for Dandasana. Pretend like there's a big beach ball right here in front of you. Round over the beach ball. Beautiful. You might not be at your toes like I am. You might be at your shins or at your knees, and there's nothing wrong with that. With an inhale, press your chest and your belly button into the beach ball, lengthening your back. And as you exhale, round over the beach ball. Inhale, pressing your belly into the beach ball. Exhale, rounding over. Last time. And we'll start to roll back up. Alright, the opposite movement is called either a Purvottanasana or a reclined tabletop, or a reverse tabletop, so choose which one works best for you. I'll show a couple options. We'll bring our hands behind us. If you have a wrist injury, just stay here at step 1. So step 1, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades back, look up, open your heart, and that's pretty much step 1. If you'd like more than that, then you'll bend your knees, press the weight onto your feet and onto your hands, and begin to lift the hips. That's reverse tabletop. The more advanced version here is that Purvottanasana. Fingertips are facing forward, lengthened elbows, shoulders squeezed back, lifting off the glutes, turning the toes down. So we've got a lot of options here. For today's video, I'm just going to stay at step 1. Inhale to open your heart. Exhale, sitting up. Inhale, sweeping the arms up overhead, rounding over that beach ball, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, sitting up tall for this lengthened press into the beach ball. Exhale, round over the beach ball. Inhale, reach out past your feet up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat, fingers facing out, back, or more advanced would be facing in. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, up to the sky. Last time, rounding over that beach ball towards your ankles or feet. Inhale, sit up tall, relax your shoulders. Exhale, round over top. Inhale, reach out, up and overhead for Dandasana. Exhale, back to seated. Now we've put a lot of pressure on our wrists. They're building strength that way. So I'll show you here. This is a little brain yoga. This figure eights with the wrists. So you're going to interlace your fingers and just make some figure eights with your wrists. Just warming them up and getting some of that tension out. And then we're going to do brain yoga and try to lead the other way. So if you're guiding with your thumbs, try to guide with your pinky fingers next, or vice versa. Some of us, it's not going to be as easy, but as we practice this more, it becomes second nature. We're carving out those neural pathways for our nervous system. Beautiful. Shake out the wrists. Going to move on to lower body stretches. So we'll keep our legs out straight here, kick them out. We'll try to make this next portion, pretty quick, so that way we can move along and start building some strength. So keep your right leg straight, bend your left knee. If your left knee hurts when you do that, then we've got options. You can block your knee up, you could use your blanket for a little bit of support, or feel free to not bend the knee and just focus on the right leg. So it's your choice. If you are not blocking, you're going to have gravity opening the inner thigh. So we want to rotate our upper body towards the right foot, take a big inhale, sweeping up, and then folding right over top the right leg. So if you feel like you're tilting to the right at all, we need to create balance in the shoulders, balance in the torso, and we'll create dynamic breath, dynamic stretch. So as you inhale, again, try to relax the shoulders, sit up tall, and as you exhale, round over, stretching further. Inhale, sitting up tall, maybe backing off the stretch a little bit. Exhale, folding into the stretch. One more like that. Breathing in, length. Breathing out and softening. And then we're going to just hold it here in that deep stretch for 3 more breaths. Beautiful work. Bring yourself back up to center. Keep your right leg right where it is. Separate your left foot from your right thigh, and then adjust your hips so that you're now at a diagonal, not straight forward towards the top of your mat. You should automatically feel a stretch right here up the right inner thigh. Sit up tall, face towards your left foot, and begin to lean forward. So this is a half straddle. Should really feel that in the inner thigh. One more breath. We try to take at least 3 breaths, maybe sometimes 6 breaths in each pose. It all really depends on how tight you feel there. So if it's really tight, you might hold it a little longer. Even though it's uncomfortable, we know we can breathe through it. Let's back up back to seated. Reach down your right leg with your right hand. Sweep your left hand towards the wall behind you. Inhale, reaching that left hand up, and then over top the head, so that those left fingers are also reaching towards your right toes. The more that you can open your heart here, the more good stretch you'll feel. If it doesn't feel like a good stretch, you might need to back off a little bit so that you don't cause pain or injury for your body. Inhale, back up to center, and release forward. Come on back forward, kick out your left leg. We're going into a Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. So we're going to take our right leg, cross it up or pull it up, bending the knee. And then we'll take the leg to the outer side. Give that knee a good hug, squeezing into your chest, trying to relax your shoulders down, feeling some sort of stretch down the outside of your right thigh. Again, the intensity will all depend on how flexible you are, but also how tight those muscles are right now. So if you've been really active with hiking or biking or skiing or swimming or really anything with your legs, you're going to be feeling that stretch. So feel free to be creative, do some rocks, do some rolls, try different angles of your leg. And then we're going to move into a Ardha Matsyendrasana, or half Lord of the Fishes twist. So I want to offer one option here. This could be a good option for you to stay. If you'd like to take it further or change it, then you're going to take this left leg that's extended, roll out to the left, and try to curl that left leg underneath your body. The name of the game here is if your right hip bone or butt bone lifts off the ground, you're no longer rooted and aligned. So we want to drop that right sit bone down, and if that's not possible, then this left leg straight is a better option. I'm going to choose this option for the sake of this video. So for our twist, left hand grabs onto our right knee. Right hand comes to the mat right behind you. Inhale, sit up tall, relax those shoulders. Exhale, add a twist. Inhale, sit up tall, filling up. Exhale and wring it out, wring out your core. One more breath. We'll unwind all the way over here to the left and give yourself a push-up. Maybe it's more than one push-up. Beautiful work. While you're rolled out here to the left, if your left leg is curled under, you're going to extend it out. Sit up tall and send your right leg to the outside, or rather inside, of your left leg. So we're back here in Janu Sirshasana, which is head to knee position, but on the left side this time. So we're going to rotate to the left so that our sternum is lined up with our left foot. Big inhale, sweeping up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. And again, you don't have to reach your foot. You can reach your ankle, your shin, your knee. You can omit that upper body stretch and just try to relax into the pose. And again, if you're feeling like you're tilting to the left, try to create balance in the body. Inhale, sit up tall, lengthen spine, shoulders down. Exhale, rolling into the pose. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, folding forward. Last one. And then we just hold this forward stretch, trying to draw our forehead towards our leg for 2 more full breaths. We want to do 3 full breaths dynamic and 3 full breaths static. Static is where you're just holding the stretch, no movement, just breathing into it. Bring yourself up out of the pose, back to center. Keep your left leg where it is. Separate your right foot and adjust your hips to a diagonal. So, sitting up tall, we'll start to lean into that posture, drawing our sternum or our belly button towards our right foot. Feeling that left inner thigh really stretching here and breathing deep. Couple deep breaths here. Maybe closing your eyes, tuning into all the sensations that you're feeling here. All of your senses. What do you hear? Smell, taste, see, touch. Bring yourself back to center. Send your left hand down your left leg. Reach your right hand towards the wall behind you. Inhale, reaching the right hand up, and maybe over towards your left toes. Some of you might be able to reach your toes. I'm not quite there yet, and it's okay. I'm going to try to open my heart a little more, expanding my chest so that I feel that left inner thigh really engage, but also right side body stretch. maybe glancing up under my armpit there. One more breath. And we'll bring it back up to center. We'll rotate back ahead. And again here, we're gonna stretch out our right leg, wiggle it out a little bit, and move into the left leg. So bending the left knee, crossing it over top, and giving that left leg a good hug. Is feeling it stretch somewhere through this line from the knee to the hip. Some of us will feel it more in the hip, some of us feel it more in the groin, some of us through the thigh. So again, we just kind of have to tune in and see what we feel. If you're a more advanced practitioner, you can always add the bent right knee into the mix by kind of leaning out to the right, curling the right leg under, and readjusting. However, if your left sit bone does not sit on the ground, then you're no longer in alignment. You're kind of gonna fall out there. So we might need to extend the right leg to create alignment. So again, just options, different things to try as we move along. Maybe adding some rocking, some rolling, some twisting. So grabbing on to your left leg with your right arm. We want to kind of hug that leg with our right arm. Bring your left hand to the mat behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. And as you exhale, add a twist. Inhale, lifting up, filling up. And then exhale, twist. One more breath. Unwind all the way over to the right. Give yourself a push-up or two. On this second push-up, while you're leaning over, extend your right leg out, roll back up, and we'll extend our left leg too. Awesome. So we'll lengthen everything out, and we're gonna take a big inhale, sweeping up. Pretend like there's a big beach ball here, rounding over top the beach ball. Dropping your chin towards your chest. You don't have to reach your toes. Keep that in mind. Your ankles, your shins, your knees, your thighs are perfect. You could use a strap if you'd like. So let's do that dynamic stretch one more time. Inhaling to sit up tall. Exhaling to round into your pose. I will show you the side stretch here. So as we round over, and then we'll inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, rounding over the beach ball. Beautiful, rolling back up. Finally here, our last seated pose is a Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together, knees apart. No pressure on the knees. We have to talk about compression versus tension there. So compression is when bone hits bone. My legs are not going to go farther than this. They might bounce a little bit through the ligaments, but I'm not going to force them open. If I feel tension here, then that might be the muscles holding me back in the position. So if you feel a little muscle tension, you can add a little pressure. But if you're feeling the bones hitting each other, there's no amount of yoga that will ever change where our body is just at naturally. So we just kind of have to find our end feel where our body just stops moving. Grab onto your feet or your ankles. Take a big inhale, sitting up tall, and as you exhale, you might lean forward a little bit, heart towards the feet. Elbows might rest in the calf muscles a little bit, and you might round over. You might choose to keep a lengthened spine. What feels best to you here? Take a couple breaths, notice what you feel. How intense is that position? Do you want it to be that intense? Because you are in charge of this. Beautiful work. We're going to peel ourselves up out of that pose, bring our knees together kind of like a book, closing the pages of a book. I'm going to turn to the side so you can again see what I'm doing. We're going to be moving into Navasana, boat pose. So step one, grab onto your knees, lift your feet. If you have a tailbone injury, you might just skip this pose. So we have a balance first on our tailbone. As I keep going, it's just going to keep getting more difficult, so feel free to stop whenever you'd like. Maybe the hands come behind the knees. Maybe the palms open to the sky. Maybe the legs start to lift. This is pretty good. From here, maybe lifting the arms, maybe just halfway, maybe all the way. It's hard. And when you have had enough, when you are so fatigued that you cannot hold this, you're shaking, Feet together, knees apart, rolling forward to Baddha Konasana. And we'll try that again. So when you've got your breath back, you feel like you can balance again, then we'll pull our knees together, lift our feet, and try Baddha Konasana at the version that you like. Lots of variations. You could lengthen the right arm, straighten the left leg, and then switch. Lots of different ways to distract the mind. And when you've had enough, feet together, knees apart for Baddha Konasana. Beautiful work. Come on up to seated. We'll switch to hands and knees. So from here, if you would like, using a blanket or a little cushion underneath your knees can be very helpful if you have a knee injury. Same goes for your wrists. So I'm going to use this for my knees. Hands stacked underneath, so it goes wrist, elbow, shoulder, wrist, elbow, shoulder, both sides. And then that wrist is lined up with my knee. Inhale, drop your belly, press through the palms, look ahead, lift your tailbone, that's cow pose. Exhale, round your back, cat pose. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. One more. We're going to be doing active cat on the right side. So inhale and lift your right toes, look ahead. Exhale, round your back and try to bring your knee towards your elbow. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round your back. From here, I'm going to turn to the side for this one. Your right leg is going to lift out to the side, fire hydrant, and back to center. Two more, lifting it up, back to center. Last time, back to center. Left side, active cat. Inhale, lifting your left leg. Exhale, round your back, knee towards the elbow. Inhale, lift it up, looking ahead. Exhale, round the back. Last one. And then we'll do 3 fire hydrants, just stacking the left knee, lifting it up and out to the side. 2 more. Beautiful. If you'd like to do 5 or 10, feel free. From here, we're going to just take the weight off of the hands. You can do child's pose. I separate my knees, drop my hips towards my heels, and rest my head or my heart down towards the floor. Or extended puppy pose is a great option, walking the hands out, dropping the heart or the face, the forehead to the floor. The goal here is to take the weight off of the hands and catch your breath back to that neutral, even, smooth breath. Coming back to the senses. And we'll move back to tabletop. We're going to work on the right side first. So, we're going to somehow get our right leg forward into Anjaneyasana, or a low lunge, the crescent lunge. So I'm going to kick my right leg up into the air, and then lift my right hand and help my right foot forward. I want my right knee to be stacked right over top my ankle. I don't want to see the knee going in or going out, because we want to train our bodies to stay into alignment. So from here, hands can come up to the top of the knee, starting to press up. Inhale, lifting up through the crown, and as you exhale, lunge into that movement, feeling the stretch in the left hip flexor. From here, send the arms up to the sky. Beautiful. One more breath. Remember, 3 breaths or so in each pose. From here, lengthening up, kicking out your right leg. So if that doesn't work, that smooth transition like that, then you might actually have to kick your leg out. Imagine that your pelvis is a bowl of water and we're going to start to pour it over top our right leg. So that means the fingertips might come to the floor or use a block there. I'm going to use my fingertips since I have long arms, but if you need a block, know that you can use that. So we want to imagine that the back of our right leg is lengthening the entire length of the back of the leg. 2 more breaths. And we're going to surf this out next. So going from half split to low lunge and back to half split and back to low lunge. 2 more like that. Inhale, lengthen to half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale, lunging, Anjaneyasana. 1 more. Here, we will take our left hand down to the floor or to a block. Right hand to the top of the right knee. Start to open your chest towards the right and reach your right hand up to the sky. 1 more breath. And we'll drop it down. Beautiful work. I'm going to transition to the front so that you can see how to do this next move. So, we have our right foot forward. We're still in a low lunge. Our back left toe is going to tuck underneath. And then from here, we are going to try to lift our back left knee. Walk your hands up to the top of that left knee, or that right knee, I'm sorry. Beautiful. So that's one way to transition. The other more advanced way, bring yourself back down into the lunge. Now this is for Thai yoga massage practitioners. We want to bring our hands up overhead or hands to the hips. Sometimes we'll pretend like we're holding something out in front of us, and you could. You could hold a block, or you could hold a sandbag for something heavier. This is supposed to be like someone's leg. So we've tucked our back left toe, press into your right knee and right foot, and lift into the high lunge. Beautiful, that's the transition. Bend through both knees, lengthen the left leg, keep the right knee bent. 1 more, bend both knees, lengthen the left leg. Beautiful. Hands sweep up overhead. I'll drop that down. Exhale, softening, stretching. We're building muscle here. Stretching here in the front of the left hip. Inhale to lift. Exhale, moving down with the energy. 1 more breath. Arms out to the side. 3 humble warriors. Arm out to the side. Look down at your right big toe. Inhale, pressing back up. Exhale, looking down at your big toe. Inhale, fill yourself up with energy and lift. Last time. Inhale up. Good. Hands reach up to the sky. Forward, framing your right foot as gracefully as possible. Slide your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Look back at your toes in down dog. Back at your ankles. Perhaps maybe pedaling out the heels a little bit to stretch your calf muscles. And finally here, we'll sweep our right leg up to the sky for a tripod downward dog. Bend through that right knee, opening the hip. Lengthen the right leg back up, dropping your toes to down dog. Hands and knees. Child's pose. Extended puppy if you choose. Which version suits you the best? Notice your body here. Notice how the right side feels compared to the left. Come back to the breath. Add a little sway from right to left. We'll move on to the left side. Come on back up to tabletop pose. Make sure your alignment is right. Left leg, active cat. Inhale, lifting your left foot up, looking ahead. Exhale, round your back, bringing your knee towards your elbow. Inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, round the back. And then we're doing our 3 fire hydrants on each side. Dropping the left knee down, right side. Inhale, lifting the right toes to the ceiling, looking ahead. Exhale, round the back. 2 more. Beautiful. Fire hydrants out to the side. Right knee lifting outward, dropping back. Out to the side, fire hydrant, dropping back. Last time on the right. Beautiful. We're going to skip that little rest here and build up some strength. Left leg lifts up to the ceiling, and then we try our best to step it forward into a low lunge. Beautiful. So, once we get all set up where our knee is stacked over our ankle, we'll start to press our hands to the top of the left knee and then start to lengthen up. You should start to feel a stretch in your right hip flexor. Beautiful work. Inhale, exhale and lunge. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale and lunge. 1 more. Sweep your hands up overhead. Same thing, inhale to lift. Exhale to lunge. Inhale to lift. Exhale, softening. From here, frame down by your foot, slide your fingertips back, and lengthen your left leg. If that does not work, not as smoothly, then you might just have to kick your left leg out and then spill your pelvic bowl over top that leg so that you're lengthening all the way through that left leg. Half split. It's known as Ardha Hanumanasana. So we're going to just stretch that hamstring for a little while here. A couple breaths. And we'll surf it out about 3 times. So as you inhale, roll forward to a lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, rolling back, half split. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Last time. Beautiful. Coming forward, I'm going to offer, this time you're welcome to do the more beginner option, which would be helping yourself to a high lunge with your hands. Today I'm going to be offering the more advanced version, but feel free to do whatever way works for you. So I'm realigning myself here. I'm going to tuck my right toe, lift myself up here, and before I come all the way up, I'm going to add a twist. So that means left hand up in the air, right hand to left knee, adding a twist like so. The other way that we could do this is a more forward lean, so that would be right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. So we've got this type of twist or this type of twist. It's same but different. 1 more breath wherever you've chosen to be. And we'll come back forward, lifting the arms up or having your hands on your knee or the floor or a block for assistance. So I'm tucking my right toe, pressing down into my left foot, and I'm going to lift up into a high lunge. And then I'm going to lunge back down and try it again. 2 more times. Bending both knees, straightening the back right leg. Beautiful. Open the arms out to the side. Humble warrior. Folding forward over top, looking down at my left big toe. Lifting back up. Inhaling, and then as you exhale, humble warrior. Pressing back up. Building the strength in the hips. Folding back forward. Last time, lifting up. Inhale, hands up to the sky. Forward, straight towards your left foot. Hands to the mat, so bend your left knee a lot. Slide that left foot back. Downward dog. Pedal it out. Left leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Lengthen back up. Drop your toes. Hang out here for just a moment. Relax hands and knees. Child's pose or extended puppy. Rock it out a couple times, leaning to the right, leaning to the left. Whichever pose you've chosen here, taking the weight off of your hands. And we'll lift back up to tabletop. This next sequence is specifically made for Thai yoga massage practitioners. So I'm going to center myself off here. I do like to make sure that I have a blanket for this move. So I'm going to come back to tabletop and lift up into a kneeling position. If you feel the need to grab onto something, it could be the hips, it could be a block or a sandbag. And I'm going to come into a lunging position. This is a transition that we practice a lot as Thai yoga massage practitioners. So I'm going to drop my right knee down and send out my left. Back and forth a couple times. One more on each side. Here's the right. Here's the left. We're going to go back to the right. Set up for a high lunge, so that means tucking your back left toe, lifting up, reaching the arms out and up, lengthening the right leg. Inhale, exhale, bend through the knee, drop the left knee, bring your hands back down, switch sides, right knee down, left leg lunges forward, tuck your right toe, lift into a high lunge. Sweep the arms out and up. Lengthen the leg. Bend the right knee. Drop the left knee. Hands come back through. Switch sides. Try it again. Right foot lunging forward. High lunge. Lifted. Lengthen both legs. Bend the right knee. Drop the left knee down. Hands come back down as the right knee comes back under, lunging the left leg. Tuck the right. High lunge. Straighten. Rebend the left. Drop the right. Hands come down. Switch back. You can do that a bunch of times if you'd like. From here, hands come down. Downward dog. Pedal it out. Look towards your hands, walk forward, walk your hands back, whatever you need to do to get to a forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Hands to the heart. Samastiti, shoulders back, head into alignment. Shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. Looking down, make sure that your feet look like 11s, straight forward. Here's our sun salutation today. Inhale, press your palms together. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain position. Inhale, up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan diving forward for Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, flatten your back, shoulders down, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, nice and slow, back to Uttanasana. Fingertips or palms to the mat. Step one foot back. Find your alignment, step the other foot back, downward dog. Look from your toes to your hands, roll forward for plank, and lower down, however you like. Traditional chaturanga, or you can drop to your knees, and lower through your thighs, hips, belly, and chest. Squeeze your elbows back, heart opens. Could be Sphinx, Cobra, or Up Dog. Lowering back through those options, we'll find our way back to our final downward dog. Rest in child's pose or extended puppy here. Take the weight off of your hands. Take the tension out of your shoulders. Roll your head from right to left on your forehead. And we'll finally make our way back up to tabletop, walking our knees forward, and finding your way back onto your back. So that might mean that you simply roll back onto your back, find your way, and give yourself a hug. Pulling your knees to your chest, rocking your legs from right to left, adding a massage on your lower back. Tee your arms out to the side, straight out from side to side. Bring your legs up like you're seated in an invisible chair. Let both legs go over to the right. Don't be afraid to let your legs rest as you glance over towards the left. Legs to the right, look to the left. Take a breath. Bring your legs back up to that seated, invisible chair position. Bring your legs to the left, glancing to the right. If you feel the need, do it one more time from side to side. Legs to the right, glance to the left. Legs to the left, glance to the right. Pull your knees back up to center. Drop your feet to the floor. You have a couple options here. Any option works best for you. So I'll offer Supta Baddha Konasana, which is a reclined cobbler or butterfly position, bound angle, feet together, knees apart. Some people choose just the opposite, knees together, feet apart. And some will choose the traditional Shavasana with the legs lengthened out to a 45, arms resting down on either side of the body with the palms facing open. Closing the eyes and bringing yourself back to this moment. closing those eyes and noticing what you see. If there are any patterns on the back side of the eyelids, any colors, a symbol perhaps, an image, a picture. And tune in to what you hear. Maybe you have a fan going, some music, maybe there's some traffic, or maybe it's simply your breath moving in and moving out. You can feel the breath. You can hear the breath. And with the sense of breath, breathing in and out, we can also engage our sense of smell. Perhaps using some aromatherapy at this time, lighting a candle with an intention, a prayer, or maybe simply your neighbor has a pie cooking in the oven. Noticing what it is that you smell. We know that our sense of smell is directly connected to our sense of taste. So you might just tune in to what it is that you taste right now. And there might not be much. So instead of tasting, tune into the areas of your body that do sense taste, like your mouth, your lips, your teeth, your tongue, the palate. Noticing any tension you might be holding on to in your jaw right now. Any tension in your tongue if it's pressed up against the roof of your mouth. If your jaw, your teeth are clamped together. And then tuning into your intuitive desires, your discernment. What serves you, what does not. Becoming aware of your body once again. Your heels and your calves, your knees, your thighs. Awareness. And then let it go. Awareness of your hips and your pelvis, your glutes, your belly, your ribs, your chest, your sternum, your clavicles. Noticing how the breath expands these areas, lifts them, and how with an exhale everything just relaxes and softens and lets go a little deeper, letting go. Awareness and release. Tuning into your shoulder blades, your upper arms, your elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, even your fingertips. Bringing awareness to those areas and then letting them go. Bringing awareness to your throat, your face, your nose, your cheeks, your teeth, your eyes, your right eye, your left eye, the space between your eyes, your forehead, your scalp, and even your hair. Awareness of these areas, acknowledging how they feel, and then let it go. awareness and release. Add one last full body stretch here with me, starting by just flexing and pointing your feet a couple times and reaching your arms up overhead, zipping your legs together, pointing your toes, reaching your fingers up overhead as high as you can, reaching from fingers to toes, lengthening. Big breath. And letting it go. Rolling onto the side of your body that is calling to you today. Your left side, your right side, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. Support your head by coiling that arm around your ear. And taking a moment in this side-lying position for gratitude. Gratitude for this body, for this container of your soul throughout this human experience, for the ability to gain strength in this physical body and gain flexibility in this physical body here today. And then we'll begin to bring ourselves back up to a seated position of your choice. However you like to sit is good with me. Perhaps finding that Kurma Mudra one last time. Perhaps just sitting and recognizing all of the feelings. And we have to acknowledge everything and honor everything that comes up when we step onto our yoga mats. Sometimes when we come to the mat there's some dread or there's some excitement. Sometimes there's nervousness, envy, jealousy. And it's our job to acknowledge those feelings and then just let them go. They're not serving us in a positive way. And as we work through our practice, we acknowledge all of the physical sensations that we feel and we let them go. And that is the practice. Awareness and release. Again and again, acknowledgement and letting it go. I want to thank each one of you for joining me here today and for spending this last hour bettering your body, becoming more aware of what you feel physically and emotionally within yourself. These are all the steps that we need to finding our truest, most divine part of who we are, being who we are truly meant to be. Thank you so much for being here. I bow to the beam of light that exists within your body and my physical body, the breath that sustains us through the practice and through life. And I bow to that same beam that pervades into the entire universe and connects each one of us. And in this moment, when we acknowledge that space, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. And Shukriya.